Since the beginning of time, man has found ways to compete against each other. From the caveman, to the gladiator, to the fisherman. We have come up with competitions to show who's better than who. In this fine tradition, Barely Fishing has stepped up and created a new fishing competition. This is not your traditional brag board. This is Up Yours!
So for quite a while now, a buddy of mine has been trying to get me to build him a brag board, and he finally got his own. But the reason why it took me a while to put together a brag board is because they're all pretty much the same. You catch a fish, you move your game piece up, whatever. Who gets 6 fish the first, whatever. Yeah, it just kind of boring. So at Barely Fishing here, we decided to change that a little bit. Made it more competitive, because you can actually make somebody go backwards, where a normal brag board, everybody just first one to the top wins. Well, same here too, but you can make your competitors go backwards.
Alright, so now we're going to talk about the rules for Up Yours. So, pretty simple looking game board here. Every player gets a lure, up to 6 players on the same board, and there are 10 spots you can move up. These are magnetized, so as you move them, they lock right in. And the goal is to move your lure up your spot to get to the top. So some of the rules about that. If you catch a keeper fish, very simple, 1 spot. If you catch a slot fish, so a fish that's in the slot, you get 2 spots you can move up. Wow! But if you happen to lose a fish, and we all know and hate that feeling, you actually move down 1 spot. That's where the variations come in. So far on a good day with this one piece, I've caught a keeper and a slot, but I've also lost a fish. But now I get that next one on. It's a super large trophy fish, the one that everyone wants to have and potentially mount on the wall. That's going to be 3 spots you move up. Oh, yeah. Now, some ways to get your opponents to move back and forth. Let's say, Dutch is fishing against me and losing, because that's pretty typical. But let's say Dutch is out of the shack, and I happen to catch a keeper on their line. He had to go use the restroom or the bucket, and fish gets on his line, and I reel it in. I get to move my peg up 1 spot and his peg down 1 spot. And then also, we know this happens, we hate when it happens, but if your line gets tangled up with anyone else's line, you move their peg up 1 spot and yours down 1 spot. So don't get your lines tangled with each other. We know that's not great. That in general is the rules for playing the game. We do a little bit of a variation, and you can add and remove rules as you see fit. But I know in the past, we had that same incident where someone's going to use the restroom. They happen to be out a little bit, and shenanigans may happen, but let's just say there was a story where someone happened to put an empty adult beverage securely on their line, and as it sank down, they came back excited. Yes, I got a fish, and pull it up only to find a now full adult beverage, obviously with lake water. If that happens and they don't notice in our variation, you also get to move your peg up a spot. So if it's a slow day, finding different ways to still score points. But yeah, adds flavor, adds variation, and those are the rules of Up Yours.